When we left off, we were sailing out of Costa Rica's northernmost official port of entry, excited to get away from the busy town. While living on a boat in a beautiful, tropical place may seem like paradise, it isn't all fun and games. As any full-time cruiser will tell you, the cruising lifestyle is full of the highest highs and lowest lows. And as we were about to find out, this last week of 2018 was going to have a few lows. Fishing?
Trying with some weird bait. Keep taking my bait. I think it's the puffer fish. So not edible. They're just a little puffer fish. Nibble at it and take my bait instead of the biggie fishes. They don't get a chance to bite it. There's a lot of puffer fish we've seen here.
Porcupine fish.
They're not called puffer fish?
They're a type of puffer fish.
No,
They're specifically porcupine fish.
We have no way to cook. Well, we have the barbecue because Christmas Eve we ran out of propane.
You know, we've had kind of a rough couple of days here. We moved over to this beautiful, beautiful little protected bay just south of Playa del Cocos. It's great to get out of town. We were here Christmas Eve, and that evening our propane ran out. No big deal, we have 2 tanks. We last filled it back in Nicaragua, so we swapped it out with the new tank, and we couldn't get any gas to come out of the tank. Been playing with it, trying to troubleshoot it. We have not been able to get any propane to come out. So we can only cook on the barbecue, the charcoal.
Pretty sure we know that it's, I think they took the valve, the inner valve, kind of like, I don't even know if it's called the overflow protection device or not, but there's the valve inside the actual propane that our hose depresses to let the propane out, and I think they removed that. There's some new wear on it, and because it's a different fitting, I think they removed it at the propane place to fill it since they took it into town, and it's a little too deep, so I don't believe the hose is depressing it, but we'll have to take it to a propane place. It's too much for us to play with.
Yeah, we don't want to play with too much here on the boat. We don't want to blow up. We've been doing charcoal barbecue, which isn't bad, but it's been very windy and gusty here, which makes it a little bit challenging. Luckily, we have a few barbecuable items.
Porcupine?
What is it?
It is.
Yeah.
He's all puffed up.
Oh, poor guy. Little buddy.
Stop taking the bait!
Aww.
How are you going to get that off of him?
I don't know.
Those are really cute. They swim right up to you underwater.
They're very friendly little guys.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
If you would stop eating all my food.
Oh,
ooh, hello, Spikey.
Okay, open your mouth. It's not. Oh, it's hooked on his tongue. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Mate,
I'm trying to help you.
Stuff and it wouldn't happen. I bet you want to go back in the water. So just calm down.
It's been pretty calm.
Hillary's operating on you.
Okay, we got you free.
Got it?
Oh, little buddy's missing an eye. He's had a rough life.
Yeah, stop eating certain things.
Give you a kiss and send you free.
Back to the depths.
There we go. I see some fins moving. Bye-bye. Have a nice time. Don't eat our hooks anymore, please. Is that the coal you got in your stocking?
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice big bucket?
This is for every year. Every Christmas I've received coal.
Well, thank goodness we have some.
Just saving it up. The little bit of smoke. We'll see if it gets started. Yeah, there's some heat in there. So we may be good. Probably should not have the paddleboard directly underneath it though.
Yes, we should move the paddleboard.
It's a very big mess up here in the cockpit right now.
We also had a little tragedy with the GoPro yesterday. We went into shore on the paddleboard, had the GoPro, and lost it in the surf. It was not tied on like we usually do to the paddleboard. Came off in a wave, spent quite a while looking for it on the edge of the beach in the surf. Went back later in the afternoon at different tides, went back today at different tides, but fortunately we have not been able to find it, so that's a bummer. Bye-bye GoPro. The other issue we have is we need to do some repairs on the dinghy. You can see right there, it's a nice layer of fiberglass peeling off. I don't know what we scraped it on, but we scraped the bottom of the boat pretty good, and now the fiberglass is peeling off. Well, that right there, that is another problem we have. There is no oarlock on our dinghy anymore. Our last night back up in Playa del Cocos, we went into shore in the evening, rode back out at night, which was a bit challenging getting through the surf in the dark when we couldn't see the swells coming, and the oarlock holder, I guess oar stand, not oarlock, broke right off the dinghy. Not just came unscrewed, but broke the wood off. So that will require a bit of repair so that we can row the dinghy again.
Well, since we haven't had any propane for the last 2 to 3 days, we've been on the barbecue every night for dinner. We've got the coals heated up here to some newspaper or regular paper we're using right now because we're out of newspaper. Gets the charcoals going in about 15-20 minutes. And then we just hope we don't burn the boat down.
Let's not do that. Fire!
Luckily the wind's blowing that away. And then that'll be a nice cook. You did cookies and everything on this the other night.
Cookies, I did a shortbread crust. We had full Christmas goodies with the barbecue.
But we didn't do the meat pie we wanted, so we need to do that on the thingy, stovetop.
Stovetop and an oven, both.
I think I need my doobie.
Well, while we have the barbecue going, I'm gonna make some cornbread to put on there as well. That way tomorrow afternoon we'll have something to eat without starting the barbecue.
Let's do a little check on the barbie. Oh yeah, can you smell that? It smells pretty good.
On our tiny floating home, each and every part of it is important, and we're constantly reminded of how critical each piece and system is whenever something breaks down. Which is a good reason to have backup systems, like the charcoal barbecue and spare parts on board, but you can't plan for everything. Often, the biggest challenge we have when anything breaks down or needs replacing is finding where to get equipment, parts, and services. Many items that would be easy to find or order back in the US simply aren't available, even when you get to larger towns. Regardless of our string of bad luck, we tried to take some time to appreciate our beautiful surroundings, because this certainly was a special little spot away from the busy resort areas. And we even found turtle tracks on the beach where one had walked up looking for a place to lay her eggs.
So you can see here, you can see that right there, the wood's just kind of rotted out, and that's where the oar stand just pulled right out. So we moved it forward. We're doing the same over on this one just so they're even. And we'd wanted to shift them this way a little bit anyway, towards the bow a little bit, for a bit of a weight shift this way for rowing. And this will be temporary for now. We're going to through bolt them. These two side ones here are through bolted straight out the other side with what little bolts we've got left. And then we've just screwed the top ones in. We may through bolt those at some point, but we'll need to get some more bolts and stuff for that. Basically, through bolting stuff on a boat always seems to be better.
As usual, we always seem to have dinghy and oar and rowing troubles, but I guess
really
when you
strong arms.
I guess when you look at it, it's easier and much cheaper to fix this than fixing an outboard. So
that's our opinion, but I am really strong, and I just have to.
He just rips it right out. You don't know your own strength.
Probably bad technique on.
Yes. So you're saying it's your fault?
No. It's the, yeah.
Well, that beach you may or may not be able to see in the background. That's where we were anchored in that bay.
I'm on laundry duty. Already did a couple of loads today, so I have to sit up here and just kind of keep an eye on it. Well, it's usually pretty good. We don't know of us ever losing anything, but...
Are you going to jump in after it if we lose something?
No, I'm not going to jump in after it. There's nothing that important up there, so... We just hung it right on the lifelines. It's surprising how quickly it'll dry in the sun and the breeze here. So it won't be there for too long. Once we turn downwind a bit, we'll probably go forward when we're a little calmer and more level and take some of the laundry down. But it dries off pretty nice. We'll have to show you how we do the laundry someday. A little bit of turtle lovemaking going on. Now we're going to pass through this Isla Brummels here. There's a nice archway back there.
Well, after a nice, windy, quick sail yesterday, we left the little bay that we were anchored in, sailed down to a place called Playa Flamingo, kind of at the start and in the heart of the major beach tourist area. We're hoping here we can take a bus in and get our propane fixed.
So this is the full one that's not working for us, and we think it's I think it's this inner valve here anyway. So we're not getting any flow, but we're going to take the whole tank in, see what they can do for us. We'll take the hose with us. We also have an empty propane tank we're going to take. We know that one works, and we'll get it filled.
Where we're anchored here, there's quite a bit of surf. Our cruising guide actually recommends anchoring the dinghy out and swimming to shore here. It's not really practical to do with propane tanks, so we're going to be taking the dinghy in.
We've had a bit of a rough week, and sometimes it can feel like it's a little hard to stay positive, but got no other choice. We ended up getting our phone stolen from us yesterday, pickpocketed while we were at the bus stop, getting on the bus. Should have known better, but in all the hullabaloo of getting on the bus, kind of knew something was wrong, and then as soon as I realised that the guy was long gone, we tried to chase him down, and we blocked the phone and took some other measures. We even offered to give some money to get it back. We'll see if they respond. And even though it's a bummer with the loss of money and everything, the worst thing that's always frustrating for us is that replacement is pretty darn difficult. That's why whenever we've lost oars and so on, it's such a problem, because it's just not stuff we can find locally. I'm sure we could find a phone somewhere locally, but the one that works with the service that we have in the USA is going to be problematic, so we're going to have to figure out a way to get it and then to hopefully get it down here. And then a few days ago we lost our brand new GoPro, so now we've got no underwater camera, and that was our doing in the surf. We didn't have it tied onto the board. We searched for it for a few days actually and just didn't have any luck. And then to top all that off, we've still got, well, we don't have any propane right now. We took both our tanks in, one to get filled and one to get repaired. Sounds like the repair they want to do is not just adjust the valve, but replace the entire valve. And they don't do any of that here, so they have to send it into Liberia, and it's New Year's Eve tomorrow. So it's the holiday, so everything's kind of closed up. Our spear, our actual rod on our spear gun broke. Really weird. We're not sure what happened there. It was just bad metal or something. It didn't hit anything, but and it's the back part, like the back part where the bands hook up has just sheared off completely. There's a shop we're hoping we can maybe find one in, but they're not open until like for another 4 days or so after the new year.
Successful beach landing.
We're gonna go have lunch. It's not like us, but it's a place called Margaritaville Resort. But I think after yesterday and the last week,
We need to treat ourselves.
we need to end 2018 in a good way, and we need like a beer or something to drown our sorrows.
Yes, for sure.
So I hope everyone's enjoying the new year. Packed here.
Busy
So-
place, busy holiday place here for Christmas and New Year's.
We're not usually anchored in an area like this. The reason we came here is because there's someone that might be able to give us a SCOBY for our kombucha that we haven't had for a while now. Hillary can fill you in on that later. The problem with being in a big tourist area is you've got the good with the bad, and you're probably going to have a higher crime rate, and you're going to have people here looking to take advantage of people. That's what happened to us with the pickpocket. It's a prime place to take some stuff off the beach.
Peak tourist season and peak tourist area. A lot of traffic.
All trying to squeeze by. It was 5 o'clock yesterday for us. Go eat.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up really helps us out. And don't forget to subscribe and make sure you get notified of our latest episodes.
Good to see you. Now it's time to brave the outgoing and cross those waves.
Until next time, adios.